So I'd like to give you an overview of Arctronics before we go out and see the factory. We are a family-owned and operated second-generation business. We are in our incoming receiving area, and our shipments come in, we go through box breakdown, and then we go into receiving. Once a component is received, it moves down to the far end of the line, which is our incoming inspection department.
The next step in the process is we're going to create a unique serial number for each one of our components, which is called a carrier ID. Upon printing out the label, she's going to affix it to the reel, and it's going to go to the next work center.
Once components are received and flagged through our ERP system, all components are set here on our inspection racks. The operator will grab each part at a time. He will then stamp the CFC and move it to material control.
When the materials are deemed acceptable and moved into our material control department, our next function is kitting. So on our pick sheet here gives the operator details of what department and the components that should be picked. We're in our SMT setup area, and with the carrier IDs that we apply to the components, we have full traceability of the parts anywhere in the factory. We have X-ray counting capabilities, and we have material storage towers. We're in our SMT area. We have 3 lines here at Arctronics, 2 ASM and 1 Micronic. All lines are capable of handling 398 8mm feeders, and all lines have SPI. Each line has a 10-zone reflow oven, and all boards go through AOI inspection. So we're at our ASM surface mount line, and the ASM lines have screen printing machines instead of jet printers. So once the printing process is done, the SPI machine is in line that does 100% solder paste inspection. It's an automated process, and once that setup is done offline, we introduce those carts into the placement machines and start the process. So as the board exits the last pick and place machine, we have a workstation inspection station where we can just verify placement. It's just a quick sanity check before we run the board into reflow. Once the board is through the inspection station, it's ready for reflow. Once the board comes out of reflow, it goes into AOI. It's a great tool for absence, presence, part mark, and polarity. This is our Nordson Dage X-ray. We use X-ray for inspection purposes. It's a failure analysis tool, so we can actually look at layer count of boards, and we can look inside components, see wireframe. Really helps us detect to see quality of the solder joints. Once the boards are complete with the surface mount, we move into our pre-wave department where all the through-hole components are prepped and installed into the boards. We have 2 dedicated lines, one for lead and one for lead-free. And the middle line is all of our masking and component prep. Once our pre-wave operations are complete, we move into our wave solder department. We have conventional wave solder for lead and lead-free, and we also have selective wave solder for lead and lead-free. Once the wave solder operations are complete, we move into our post-wave department. Here we're installing components that cannot go through the automated processes or that may have a critical dimensions that need to be held. All of our operators are certified to IPC 7711, and we have certified repair technicians to 7721, which is trace and laminate repair. We're in our test department, and we offer a variety of tests here at Arctronics. Everything is based on our customer specification. We can also get involved with conceptual test design all the way to fabricating the fixtures.
Conformal coating is another service we offer here at Arctronics. Here we actually have an automated conformal coating machine. You get repeatable results in a fraction of the time.
We're at our second facility here, which is directly across the street from our main plant. And this facility does cable and harness and electromechanical assembly. These assembly lines are set up and designed for that process, which would include assembly, testing, and final packaging. We're at the last step of the process here. This is our final QA process. Here the boards are labeled, put in an ESD bag, and any certification documents that are required is prepared here to be sent along with the product. Well, that concludes our tour. Thank you very much for joining us today. I hope you learned a little bit more about Arctronics and our capabilities. We certainly look forward to hosting you in person one day. Thank you very much and have a great day.